So we're, closing out the year, almost closing out the year of 2019, and um, I remember that year I looked at my schedule and I had like, man, 45, maybe 50 different shows throughout the year, and I was like, finally, I'm getting the respect and the audience has grown, the pub, the publicity has increased. um, People know who I am now, you know and then I turned 40. It's 2020, I turned 40 now this time, and I'm gonna be transparent, so I'm thinking, going in this year, I'm thinking, dang, I started letting negativity get in my head, not about music. So it wasn't about music, it's about my personal life. It was about, you know I thought I'd be married by 40, so I'm putting all this pressure on myself, like, you need to, man, you haven't got a you're not married, you haven't got a wife, you haven't got kids, and you're turning 40. I mean, you're getting old. Like, this these are the things that are coming in my head, and I was just tormented by this stuff. Tormented, like I would lose literally sleep. Like, I wouldn't sleep. There was times that I stayed up past 24 hours, not because I was working on some music or doing whatever. I just couldn't sleep. I remember one night, it was so bad. I you ain't gonna think I was trying to kill myself. One night, I just I couldn't sleep. I was like, I need to sleep. I poured a half glass of red wine, um, a little cup of Nyquil, and like a melatonin. Yeah, I know it's crazy. You're not supposed to do that, you know. But that's how bad I needed to sleep. Like, I needed to sleep. So I did that. I'm gonna turn this light because I look really bright. I don't know if I'm real bright on this or not, but I needed to sleep, so I did that. I haven't done it since, but and so I'm tormenting. I'm just tormented by that. I failed. It was almost like the feeling where when I was turning 30, right before I was turning 30, I'm like, I gotta graduate. I gotta get my degree before 30 because I'm gonna look, you know, stupid, or I'm gonna feel embarrassed because I'm gonna be. I was so embarrassed that I didn't even go to my own graduation. I mean, I went, but I did not walk. I sat in the back like I was visiting a family that was graduating, because here you got 21, 22 year olds walking, and I'm 30 at that time, and I'm walking with these. I mean, and I'm like, I'm Julian Vaughn. This is embarrassing. But what's so stupid about it is there was people older than me in my class. There was people in their late 30s, early 40s, mid 40s, late 40s, going back to school, and they walked, but I was too, you know, embarrassed to walk. I look back on it, I'm like, that was dumb. But that was my mind then. So, same kind of, feeling approaching my 40th birthday. So I have this big, lavish 40th party, right? I had my friends come in and perform. Uh, Marcus Anderson, uh, who else? Did Lynn Roundtree come? Not, no, I don't think Lynn. I'm not sure if Lynn came or not. Elon Trotman, I think at the time Phil Denny, and some more artists I can't think of at the time. And and I opened it to the public. and because I'm bringing all this entertainment, y'all gonna have to pay for tickets because I gotta pay for all this. And if you have anybody knows if you throw a party at a hotel, and you got plated food, it's gonna be up there. And so I did it. I went ahead and did it. And I was like, if I'm in a hole, a couple grand, whatever. It's my 40th. That party ended up costing me like 20 grand for my 40th. So, but it was great. And some of the people I didn't even know at my 40th. But you know what? I ran around to every single table, and it was like 300 people there. And I went around every table, shook everybody's hand, thanked them for coming. And that's what you have to do because people don't have to come see you. They don't have to support you. They don't have to buy your product. And so that was a great time. And I remember it was my time to talk, and I thanking everybody. And you know how you talking and you feel the crying about to come up, and so I'm like talking to myself like, don't you do it in front of all these people, don't you? And then I'm just talking, and then it's like when you're getting ready to throw up, I guess, and it just that's how it was. That's how it was. The tears and the crying was coming up. It was like, and then it just like boom. And I'm like, oh my God. So I'm sitting there crying and I can't control it. But I was crying because like I was it had been 10 years in the business, 10 years as an artist, and it was hard. Like, I don't want you guys to think that this was at this time a cakewalk. I mean, it's still not a cakewalk 16 years later in 2026, but man, it was hard. The the politics, the jealousy, everything you can think of in those 10 years, where I came from, the things I had to endure, the things I went through. Um, Also, the people that just came out and just showing me so much love. They bought tickets to this thing, and then me putting all that pressure on myself because I'm single and 40, no kids, no debt. Only thing I had was my mortgage, and that was like nothing. Didn't know how good I had it at that time, but I'm sitting here putting all this pressure on myself to get married, and because I'm not married, and what's wrong with you, and you're gonna be alone the rest of your life, all this stuff and all that. So all that just came out, and I just couldn't hold back. I couldn't keep the tears from flowing, and but more so, it was like, man, it took me back to when I said I quit. I quit this job. I'm not going back, and I'm going to go into this. I remember a year into my career, I had a talk. I had a talk with an elder elderly gentleman that I trusted. I trusted what he said. I trusted what came out of his mouth, and I was like, "Listen, I'm in this, and it's hard. I mean, and I've never shied away from hard work, but I'm just like, man, this is tough. I don't know if I'm cut out for this business, like, because I can't break in, I can't break through, and he's like, well, you're never gonna know if you can break through until you actually put both feet in and just go. And I was like, okay, just gonna have to put both feet in, and I put both feet in. So we're back at this party, and that's what I'm thinking about. Conversations like that, like, God, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? And so 2 weeks after that party, 2020, you guys know what happened. COVID hit. Man, man, talk about a gut punch. I mean, I'm not just speaking for myself. I'm sure I'm speaking for everyone. thank God I was able to get the party off. But a week right after that, we started to get shut down. No shows, no nothing. And before this time happened, a year or two, I had got steroid shots in my hand. I think it was my hand. Um, I remember I was at my house. I was picking up like a trash barrel or something, and or a table, like a patio table, and I just noticed pain in my. I noticed pain in my hand and my wrist, and I'm just like, man, what the hell is that? So anyway, I got a shot because it wouldn't go away. So anyway, fast forward, it's 20 it's 2020. And then shortly during that time, it's 2021, we go into 2021, we're still on lockdown. And so I'm out there, and it starts again. So this is what happened. I'm at the gym and I work out 4 or 5 times a week still to this day. So I'm at the gym and on the bench press, and um, I go to lift. I warm up with 45s on each side, and the pain just shot through my hand. Like, man, what is that? So I'm thinking sometimes you ever wake up and you just got like a pain in your foot or something. Like, what did I like? How'd that happen? It's probably just old age. So I remember taking the plates off, and I just had the bar, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna try the bar. I couldn't even lift the bar. So I'm like, yeah, something is up. Go back to the doctor, and they gave me some options. You can either do this, you can either do that. I was like, well, we're probably not touring or going to be doing shows until 2021. And I remember this was in January. And so I'm like, let's go ahead and have this surgery. I ended up tearing 2 ligaments in my wrist. I can't, you know what? I'm gonna tell you what it is. Let me see if I can find this. Yep, I don't even remember what you call it. It's a long, it's a long term for it, but it was a complete tear. So I got this cast on. It's 2021. I got this cast on. We're shut down. We can't go to the gym. I can't play bass. Man, you talk about some hard. I think I legit think I was battling depression. Like, I'm not even lying, because music is my everything. So if I can't do anything else, at least I know I can do music. So it's 2021, man, and I'm just like, what am I gonna do? How long is this gonna last? I have shows booked at this time. Is my wrist gonna heal before these shows? What's gonna happen?